So I'll speak first. I was into sports. I did gymnastics all my life. I used to get a lot of injuries, unfortunately, and I went to physio a lot. And I loved my physio a lot. And I loved the job. So, and it was always something about wanting to do something to help people. So it was a bit of a no-brainer then to choose physio.
And for me, ever since I was young, I always knew I wanted to work in a hospital. So I used to love watching these like medical series and things like that. Then I started looking into the various professions, and physio was the one I liked the most, and I said, that's the job for me.
That's a hard one.
Can I go? I remember as a student, I hadn't even started working yet, and I remember I was in a placement back then it was a spinal cord rehabilitation unit, so where they used to see people with spinal cord injuries. And I remember it was such a special experience, like seeing a person go from being completely dependent, so soon after the injury, to going through the whole rehabilitation process and regaining independence and becoming an independent person again, whether in a wheelchair or not. And I think that that experience stayed with me.
It's extremely satisfying seeing people kind of get their life back as well. Mine was a bit different because I was working in an outpatient setting, so it was sports injuries. And I still remember the first time, again, I was a student, and my supervisor told me kind of, okay, you're going to see this patient. And I was like, okay. But I loved it. It's just being with people and like being able to actually help them kind of overcome certain things, getting them pain-free. It's an amazing feeling. Mine's a no-brainer. I'm like a little fangirl. I love Adam Levine. I love Maroon 5. And I always have. Yes.
I'm witness to that.
That's why we're friends.
I don't have one favorite band. I like all sorts of music. Like, it really depends on my mood. So some days I feel like listening to rock music. Other days I feel like listening to hip hop. It's like my genre varies a lot. So
in fact,
a bit of everything.
At work, I mean, we have music on, and it's always on. One day it's like rock, one day it's hip hop, one day it's like really chilled music. The next it's party music, depending on our mood as well. We're quite bad at both things. Usually, we'll be like, Shai, remember this? No, and we kind of try to figure it out when it's things.
That's why we try to like remind each other constantly of things. Like, don't forget, we have to do that. Yes, okay.
Exactly.
So,
memories for kind of the past and childhood are pretty good. I don't know about you, but like nowadays.
I'll remember the most useless things, like something really silly happens, and like I'll remember that, and I don't know.
In fact, I have to write everything down nowadays.
Yes. I have a very strict to-do list. Like every morning I look at my diary, otherwise I'll forget something for sure.
Ain't Fiha. Love it. Love the scenery, the bit of green we have in Malta, the sea. Love it.
It's a difficult question. I love the countryside, so for me, any open space I just love long country walks and just enjoying the scenery. Favorite place? Really not sure. I love Gozo. Gozo for me is the place to go for like peace and quiet and a bit more of nature. So
get away a bit. Being in the countryside, and I think the thing that helps me the most would be yoga and a bit of meditation. That really helps. It's something you can do at home as well. It's something you can do a few minutes a day, and it helps to kind of slow down the pace.
Same, I think. And for me as well would be like socializing, meeting a couple of friends over a coffee, or just sitting on the beach with a bottle of wine and just enjoying the sunset. I think that's just that would be a perfect evening.